Hey guys, welcome to another video. It's going to be another collection tour today because that's really all I make these days, and I've not done one in over a year, and I've had quite a lot come and go since then, so thought it's good to do one now before I sell even more stuff. I think I've only got about 40 figures in common since I last did this, so yeah, thought I'd do one before it's completely new. I've moved my 1/6 stuff and my statues to this side, and then in the Details, I've just kept the 1/12 stuff. So I'll start with the 6 stuff over here. Starting in the top left with the Cyberpunk display. So in the middle, I've got the Hot Toys Johnny Silverhand, and then either side of him are the Pure Arts Vs. So for the Vs, I've swapped out their jackets. One, because the jacket is very thin pleather, so I don't want that to break. But also they're customizable characters in the game, so thought I'd customize them a little bit. So yeah, I like them quite a lot. The light up shoes are definitely a cool feature, but next to the Hot Toys, you can definitely see a difference in quality. But I think in the display next to each other, I think they make a pretty cool display together. So yeah, hopefully we get more characters or maybe some from Edge Runners. That would be cool too. Below is the Mecha Will Rise figures by Devil Toys. You can see there's a gap there because I've just sold Magnum. They're making a new variant of him, which is out next month, I think. So sold him to make room for him. These two guys will probably go next as well because I don't have space to display all of them, and then I have their variants in red and blue there too. So yeah, I think since the last video, the only new ones are Zero with the minigun gauntlet kind of weapons, and then Mayhem, who has the scythe sniper. But yeah, these are really cool. I think they fit pretty nicely with Cyberpunk above them. Kind of have that same vibe. And I used to have the Power Rangers below them, and they're kind of like cyberpunky Power Rangers with the different colors. So yeah. Below that, I have the ThreeZero Full Metal Alchemist figures. I should get some batteries for Alphonse because he looks a bit dead there, but I quite like these guys. Took me a while to find out how to pose Edward, so just gave him a pretty average pose. Then next to him, I have the Medicom Ra Misa Amane. She's kind of just stood there on her own until I get the Game Toys Light and L. But yeah, I think she's pretty good. She came out like 15 years ago or something. I think she holds up pretty well for the figure that old. Then lastly in this display case, I've got a Digimon display. So this is I think it's called Precious Gem Angemon. He's quite nice. Next to him, the Dynaction Omegamon, who is actually way too big for this, but kind of made it work by spreading his legs there. And then the Gem Digidestin set. These are pretty cute. I probably overpaid for them, but I think they make a nice display here. So that's the first Mills bow. Between them, I have my statues. I've just put the Kotobukiya Dark Magician on top for now because there's nothing there, and he's actually for sale, so I thought just display him until he's gone. But below him, I have the Figurama Vash the Stampede. So I actually just picked this up pretty recently, and I think it's really cool. He's my biggest complete figure. I do have Exodia below, who's like bigger as a whole, but he's just a bust. And yeah, just really cool. He's kind of, if you look from above, in a bit of a spiral to show him being the humanoid typhoon, which I think is cool. I do wish that his head wasn't so smirky because he's generally not happy to be firing a gun, but still a really cool statue. Comes with this little medallion for the 20th anniversary. So yeah, really cool statue. And then below, as I showed, the Exodia bust by Takakor. Actually, I got this from BBTS almost a year ago, and he came broken, so I had to fix him up. You can see there's some glue lines there, but you can hardly tell once he's displayed, and I got a refund for that since he was completely broken. So for a free statue where I just paid shipping, pretty happy with that overall. I think he's pretty imposing looking too, and he's huge. So yeah, he's holding down this display shelf unit pretty well. Okay, last 1/6 set. or display case, I should say. I have my Mango Dorohedoro shelf at the top. This is by ThreeZero, and I don't think much has changed since last time, but I've got Manga Shin in the middle, Kaiman there, and then Ebisu in the corner. And then below is my anime display for Dorohedoro. For Shin and Kaiman, I've given them the manga heads just because I think they're a bit grimier, if it will focus on him. And then for Kaiman, I just think the green is it's a little less saturated, so I think it just looks a bit nicer on the body. And then Ebisu in the middle. Nikaido should be out. I think she's already out, but I don't have her yet, so she'll be going there soon. Okay, below that, this is my sort of variant version of the main 4 Avas in the movies. So this is Ava O1 Berserk mode. That's why he's got the orange instead of the green. Ava O2 Kai with the funky arm. 08 Beta. I don't actually have any other version of this, but yeah, it's a I guess a different version compared to what she usually uses. I don't know. And then Ava 09 with the missing head and the scythe. These are the Medicom. Don't know if I said that already. And then below is the sort of my main Avas. So this is Ava 01 from the movie. These are the ThreeZero Robodo ones. Ava 02, 03, who just released recently. 00, and then here, this is, I believe by Medicom, the 10th Angel, the big glossy version, which I think scales almost perfectly with this line. So yeah, that's the Ava Dorohedoro displays there. So that's my main statue and 1/6 display. I do have another statue here. This is the Ava O2 by Oniri Creations, based off the first appearance in the anime. So you don't see this exact shot, but I think they made it pretty cool with the boat emerging from the water and Ava O2 ripping the top off. And what I like is that it's based off the original anime, so you don't really see much from that. Mainly it's just the movies these days. So yeah, I think this is a really cool piece. They are making 00, hopefully out end of this year, and then 01 technically hasn't been announced, but they've teased it, so that should be coming in the next few years too. Okay, this is my kind of 1/12 display. Not everything is exactly 1/12, but yeah, tried to keep that all in one place. Starting with JoJo's. So this is the one that I've cut down the most on. It used to take up 3 shelves over here, but now I've just got it into one Dettol space. And this is what I originally intended on getting, just the main JoJo's. And even though I have less, I kind of prefer it this way. It's just a bit more focused instead of grabbing every single character that I could. Next to them, I've got my Dragon Ball Z display. I've tried to keep this to end of Z era, even though technically some aren't from there. So, you don't see Future Trunks in the end of Z. And Gohan, even though he could look like this, he doesn't really wear this outfit. This is from the superhero film. But yeah, overall, this is pretty cool. I've got the Tonson head for Vegeta there. So that his head looks way better than anyone else's. But yeah, hopefully we get some more Buu characters like Trunks, Goten, Videl. That would be cool to add in there. Below, I've got Figma Kiva with 3 of the Figurized standard amplified, I think they're called, Blue Eyes White Dragon model kits. These are a pain to put 3 together, but I think it looks pretty cool when it's all done. They did just announce the SH Monster Arts for Blue Eyes, but I don't know if I want to pick up 3 of those, so this display may stay like this. Then I've got his buddy Yugi next to him, also Figma, with Figma Dark Magician Girl, and then the Vulcan Log, or basically Revo Dark Magician. I have ordered the Exodia model kit to go with these guys. That way, him and Kaiba will look a bit more balanced because he looks pretty OP right now. Below that, I have my sort of miscellaneous anime shelf. Top left, I've got the Hunter x Hunter Figma. These are pretty dated now. I think they could do some updates and maybe a Leorio, but you know, nice to have some representation for them. On the other side, Yu Yu Hakusho. So I kind of like that they're on either side, given they're both by Togashi. I think that's Togashi, hopefully. In the middle, I've got my Ava pilots. So the three girls are Figma, but for Asuka and Mari, I put the gacha portrait heads on because the Figma heads are very ugly. Then Shinji and Kawaru are both the gacha portraits as well. But I think they scale pretty well. Shinji and Kawaru are a tiny bit small, but you know, I think it works. Here I've got the Figma of Mume from Cabaneri. Quite a nice figure. Just I've got Attack on Titan below, so this is the zombie Attack on Titan version, basically. Then Hyakimaru on the other side. So these guys are kind of a bit symmetrical, although Hyakimaru is a bit lower, because Hio is so small, otherwise he'd be covered. Then I have my Durara Figma, which I haven't reposed in years. So yeah, this is one from the last video as well. Next to them, more just random anime stuff. Sorry for the shaky camera. Top left, I have Ghost in the Shell sack figures. These are pretty good, although they will fall over very often. Steins Gate on the other side. In the middle, my Promare Figma, which I may move down to the shelf below, which I'll show afterwards eventually. Here I've got Figma Red, and then SHF Ash on the other side with a bonus little Gacha Oddish and Umbreon. And then Denji or Chainsaw Man, SHF. Probably contender for Figure of the Year, but we'll see. Actually, speaking of, the Sentinel Gurren Lagann is also contender for Figure of the Year. Can't really compare the two though, because one's way more expensive, and they kind of do different things. But I did put the little Kamina and Simon there as well. So yeah, I might move the Promare guys down there because there's the model kit for the Leo de Gallon or Gallo de Leon mecha from Promare, which I may put in there with them. We'll see. Then lastly, on this side, I have my Attack on Titan display. So these are all the Figma Attack on Titan figures. We've got Erwin, Levi, Eren, Mikasa, and Armin. And then in the middle, the Pop-Up Parade XL Attack Titan. It's not exactly the right scale, but I think it gives, you know, a pretty good illusion of a giant Titan surrounded by tiny humans. So yeah, that's my 1/12 display. Lastly, I've just got a bunch of random things on the desk. So here is Goku Black and Zamask by Demoniacal Fit. I didn't want to put these with my Dragon Ball display because that's trying to keep that to Z, and this is from Super. But yeah, they're pretty nice, especially for third-party ones. Down here I've got the Medicine Seller from Mononoke. This is by Kotobukiya. Didn't really have a place in the display, so he kind of just lives on my desk. Then I just have a bunch of little desk buddies here, just to keep me company when I'm working. I do also have some old Dragon Ball Manga Dimension statues next to some art books, just basically to keep them from falling over. Lastly, I suppose this is just some stuff I'm selling at the moment, so they're just living here until they're shipped off. A few of them have sold already, so I'm just waiting to box them up. So that's it for the figures. I thought I'd just show off some of the art that I've picked up at recent cons. So I've got some Cyberpunk stuff there, a bit more Cyberpunk, Yu Yu Hakusho, JoJo, Trigun. Over here, the main wall, I've got Power Rangers, Trigun, Dorohedoro, Full Metal Alchemist, more Cyberpunk, Princess Mononoke, Yu-Gi-Oh, Ava, and Hunter x Hunter. I also picked up some pins, just random ones. Some of them are pretty old, but yeah, just put those up there. Probably should display those in a bit of a nicer way, but yeah. Then random plushes with this one, which is the best. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I've turned the lights off just so I didn't get glare then. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in a year, I guess.